Hi, this is a GMAT question from gmatquestions.org. Michelle's average score on the first 3 or 4 tests is 89. If Michelle wants to raise her average by 2 points, what must her score be on the fourth test? Okay, this is an average question, an arithmetic average, okay? Arithmetic average, that is important, as opposed to a weighted average, for example. Okay, what I need to do here is remind you of something that is fundamental about the average. Okay, we can actually do this on the right here. So you know that the average of a bunch of numbers, values, is the sum of the values. Let's use the sum of values divided by the number of values. Okay? But what is important here is to rewrite this. First, I'm gonna simplify this. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter, abbreviate sum. Let's just say same values. Okay. Divided by number values. Okay. What is important here is the fact that the sum of the values here is equal to the average times the number of values. Okay, this is important, this formula here, because we'll be using this to speed up the process. Instead of looking at it as the average being the sum divided by the number, a fraction, it is important to realize if you have an average, what is true, a formula that is equally true, is that the sum of the values is equal to the average multiplied by the number of values. What I did here is just cross multiply, okay? And you understand this. Why? Because this is an easier formula to deal with. Okay, it's gonna speed up the whole process, and as you will find out in a moment. Okay, so if you do this question the conventional way, I would call it the first method. Okay, and it's a little bit slower. We're just gonna write that using this formula. We're gonna write that sum 1 is gonna be equal to the average 89 times 3, because you have 3 numbers involved. And I believe this should give you 267. And then you write down sum 2. It should be 89 plus 2. Raise her average by 2 points. So it's going to be 89 plus 2, which is 91 times 4. 4, because now we have 4 tests. Okay, what must her score be on the fourth test? We have 4 tests, so we can use this formula using those 4 tests and the new average 91. Now, in order to know what her score must be on the fourth test, very simple. All we have to do is take the difference between sum 1 and sum 2. As you can see, sum 2 most likely going to be bigger than sum 1. Actually, let me write it down. Sum 2 is 91 over 4. I believe this is 364. So 364 is bigger than 267, and the difference is going to give you her score on the fourth test. It's as easy as that. Okay, so score on the fourth test, just put a score 4, is going to be equal to 364 minus 267. Okay, if you do this easy, you can find that this is easily 97. And that is the answer. 97 will be the answer when you do it this way. And it's not that difficult. The only thing is that this type of calculation can slow you down a little bit. I mean, not that much, but there is still a better method than this, a faster method. But this is cool. This is good. And I highly recommend you know how to do this question this way. Okay, as you can see, D is a correct answer. Let me write it down. For now, D is the correct answer. Okay. Now I'm gonna use now a different method doing this. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna erase what is on the left side here. Okay, should be. Let's do this. Incorporate. Okay, I don't want to erase everything. Would be it's easy to do. I want to just erase this part on the left side. Okay, so now we're gonna use this the second method. Let me change color here actually. Okay, second method. So efficient. This is more efficient. Okay, for the second method I'm gonna use a technique. Some people call it the Fulcrum method. I don't know. What is important is to know how to use it. So draw a line here. Okay. And this 89, you're going to write it somewhere. And then the 91, 89 plus 2 on the right side. And then you're going to take the difference between the two. 91 minus 89 is 2. Okay, 2. But this 2 is like a weight. Okay. And this 2 is for one test. For the cumulative weight, we need to multiply this 2 by 3. So what we're going to do, we have 3 here. We're going to multiply this 3, the original number of scores, by 2. And this is going to give us 6. So remember that. We are taking the difference between the latest average and the old average. We find the difference between the two, and we multiply it by the number of scores. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take the latest average. I can write that down here. Take the newest average and add the cumulative difference to it. I do not want to write too much, so the cumulative difference is the cumulative difference between the two averages. 2 was the single difference, if you want. Now the cumulative difference is 3. The original number of scores times 2. I call this the cumulative difference. Okay, if you want, I can write it down here. Cumulative difference, gap, whatever you call it. Okay, so what does it mean? The newest average is 91. So all you have to do is 91 plus 6. And it's going to give us 97. Pretty cool, huh? Really cool. And obviously, I'm explaining to you how to do this, but once you master this method, it's so easy. You can do this whole question, I would say, within 20 seconds. Okay, this is going to take a little bit longer than 20 seconds. But this new method here, I showed you here, going to take about 20 seconds to do. Once you master it. Again, to repeat, you have these two averages. you take the difference between the two averages and you multiply it by the original number of scores, original number. And then you add this cumulative difference to the newest average, not the oldest. In this method, you add it to the newest average, and the newest average here is 91. And then you have the score you're looking for. Okay, so try it for yourself. Try it, and you'll see that it works all the time. Okay, no matter what, D is the correct answer. Once again, D is the correct answer. Thank you for watching. This is a GMAT question from gmatquestions.org.